Hi my dears, I'm very happy to meet you all in this video. Now we are going to study the subject business studies. In business studies, till now we saw up to standardization and simplification. So in standardization and simplification, to make a thing standardized, we need to do work study. So the work study consisted of 4. They were method study, fatigue study, motion study and time study, isn't it? So till then we saw. Now we are going to see the next topic, differential piece wage system. What we are going to see? Differential piece wage system. So this was introduced by whom? It was introduced by Taylor. So Taylor was a strong advocate in piece wage system. So he was very strong in that. He wanted to differentiate efficient workers and inefficient workers. So for that only he created that standardization. So by that standardization we fixed the standard time, isn't it? For completing one job we need to fix standard time, isn't it? And other parameters, everything was done by Taylor. Through how he did? Through work study he did. Only for creating this differential piece wages. Understood? Now the next thing is, the workers are classified as efficient and inefficient on the basis of these standards. So with these standards we can be able to classify the workers as efficient and inefficient. How? Just have a think about it. It is like, if the worker is, if we are fixing one standard, understood? So if the worker is able to perform the task given or fixed as per the standard, he is said to be efficient. If say for example the standard product or standard time, we'll take first standard product. If a person have to produce say for example 16 products in 8 hours. Okay, so in his 8 hours work he have to complete 16 products. Now if this is the standard number of units, if the worker produces 16 products or more than 16 products, say 17 or 18, how much ever it is, more than 16 or above, he will be classified as efficient worker because he has completed the target of the day, isn't it? Now when the worker did not finish the standard number of units, say for example he did not complete 16 units, he was able to complete 15 or 12 units. In that case, anything less than the standard if he is producing, he is called as inefficient worker. Understood? So now he wanted to reward efficient workers. See, we can't, if just think of we said no, everyone, if you are producing 1 unit, I will give 5 rupees. How much ever you want cost, you want money, you produce. Abdina we saw in the earlier video, isn't it? So then only the people will be motivated, because if everyone wants money, abdin solli nama paatho illaya. So and also we saw that the organization should also give its profit, no? So how the organization will give the profit? Now think, there are 2 workers, A and B. Consider A is an efficient worker and B is an inefficient worker. Now in this scenario, A is producing 20 products in the given time. B is producing only 15 products in the given time. The organization is having a profit totally, actually per day it has to produce how many units? 30 units. So that is 2 workers means 30 units, isn't it? So how much units actually it has got produced? 16 plus 16, 32 units. Instead of 32 units, we have now got produced of 35 units. One is producing 20 and other is producing 15. So we are producing 35. So total increase in output is 3, isn't it? More than the standard, total increase is 3. So that profit, if the organization wants to give, how it will give, to whom it should give, what if it has been giving equally, then the efficient worker efficiency will get reduced, isn't it? நான் ஏன் இது செய்யணும், எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரே மாதிரி ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க, they are giving equal treatment for all, then why should I be efficient? I will also produce normally itself அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு if they think, then what will happen, then the increased efficiency will again decrease, isn't it? So in order to encourage the efficient worker, the bonus or the profit that is gained will be shared to the efficient worker only. Inefficient worker will not be gaining that. So if we are doing that, they will be saying as partiality, even I worked but you didn't contribute to me, this is unfair and all they will say, isn't it? So to reduce or to stop all these things, Taylor brought these system. In this system, what he is saying is efficient worker will be given more wages than the inefficient worker. That is what is he is saying. So if the wages, if I am fixing, say for example, if the standard product is 16 units and if the worker is efficient, if he is been efficient for that day, the salary will be 10 rupees per unit. How much it will be? 10 rupees per unit he will get. In case if he is not able to fulfill the standard, if he became inefficient, then his salary will be only 9 rupees. Understood? So now think, how much will be the difference? So there will be the efficient worker will be getting more wages, isn't it? So I will be giving you so the normal wage rate is 9. Okay, we'll consider it as like this. The normal wage rate is 9, or no, we'll keep this as 10. The normal wage rate is 10. If you are an efficient worker, you will get rupees 11. If you are an inefficient worker, you will get only rupees 9. Okay, so what is the thing happening is, so if the efficient worker is able to produce 20 units, okay, for that day he will get the amount of rupees 20 into 11 rupees, that is equal to 220 rupees. Okay, so he will be getting the 220 rupees. Now 15 only he is the inefficient worker is producing. So 15 he is producing, so how much he will be getting? Only 9 rupees he will be getting. So what will be the amount? 135. 15 into 9 rupees. So 15 into 9 rupees. So if you have become an efficient worker, understood, by producing extra 1 unit. So actual standard, if you want to be an efficient, you should have produced 16. So even if you produce 16 units, your salary would have been 16 into 11 rupees. But being inefficient, how much you got? 15 into 9 rupees only, isn't it? So the difference in the amount of efficient and inefficiency is more than enough to make the worker get motivated or be punished. Means what? The efficient worker will be motivated and inefficient worker will be trying, he's been punished, no, his 1 rupee is his 2 rupees is lost just because of one product. So 2 rupees for every product is being reduced, no, so that is enough அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு Taylor thought. That is the main thing they are saying. So I hope you are understanding the concept. I will repeat the concept again. The thing is, with some other example, very easiest example we'll take. Very easy calculation you take. The standard product is some take some amount. So now one person is producing more than the standard or equal to standard, means his amount of payment will be 11 rupees. Say for example 11 rupees. Now if the person is producing less than the efficiency or the standard, so what the amount of wages paid is, say for example 9 rupees. Okay, so the difference between the amount bought by each worker is more than sufficient to get the worker motivated. So the inefficient worker will also try hard and also will be feeling motivated to achieve the target of standard or more than the standard, and he wanted to earn more money, isn't it? Everyone's ambition is to get increase in money only. So that is what Taylor is telling. Now what is that next thing he is saying is, it is very important for us to relook the technique of scientific management. This has been so the technique of scientific management prescribed by whom? It is prescribed by Taylor. So for what he prescribed? For the efficiency he prescribed. So what did he did? Search of efficiency. He did search of efficiency. That required what? To, if you want efficiency, what he needed one best method, and that best method, what happened? It led to fair day wages, everyday wages. This wages is being fixed daily. Daily you will be calculated whether you are efficient or inefficient. Efficient or inefficient. Efficient means your salary is this. Inefficient means your salary will be less than that efficiency standard fixed rate. Understood? So everyday fair day wages is being brought. So there must be a compensation system that differentiates those who are able to accomplish or exceed fair day's work. This differential system must be based on the premises that efficiency is the result of joint efforts of the managers and the workers. In this, what they are saying is, see, there should be a compensation system. See, you have to compensate, right? See, normal wage rate is 10, but if you are achieving as standard, means what is the rate is fixed? It is fixed to 11. If you are not standard, what is the rate fixed? It is fixed as 9. So the company has a compensation. From inefficient worker, it is taking 1 rupee and it is giving to the efficiency worker. So there is a compensation system for those who accomplished and succeeded the target fixed. So that by this, what they are saying is, group effort will group effort will be the best result of this. So the efficiency is increasing by group effort. Efficiency is increasing by group effort is the result of this. Understood? So last point, different in this page, differential system, what is it is telling? On premises, the differential system is what? Compensation. Differential system is compensation system, where one person's is gaining, one person is losing. So it is saying that on the premises that the efficiency is the result of joint efforts. Everyone together, the efficiency is increasing. That is what they are telling. Next one. Next point we are going. So instead of quarreling for the surplus, the workers and the managers, instead of quarreling, that's what I told you, right? If this is not specified, what will happen is, efficient worker and inefficient worker will be given equal amount, which is unfair, isn't it? So they will always be having quarreling. I have did 20 units, I am getting the same as that of inefficient, then why should I work? Abdin solite, even the efficient worker will stop working efficiently. So to stop this quarreling, this is the best result. So the resultant surplus is being shared to the person who is doing or who is contributing the maximum output, who is giving the maximum output rather than restricting it. So we cannot say I can't give, isn't it? So to whom the profit, maximum profit, if you want to get from the company, you should give maximum output. That is what the simple concept. So now next point. Taylor's idea lies on disjoint description of principles and techniques of scientific management. But in the change of mindset which he referred to as mental revolution. So what is this point saying is, we already saw in the previous pages where he created mental revolution, isn't it? What is mental revolution? A change in the mindset. What is that change in the mindset? The workers and the managers, or the management and the employees should think that both are important to each other. Are you able to remember this point? We saw this in the point called harmony, not discord, and cooperation. And in that third point we saw, right? So in that what they are saying, everyone is important to each other அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ரெண்டு பேருமே புரிஞ்சிக்கணும் அப்படின்னு அவங்க சொல்கிறாங்க, isn't it? So now what is that they are saying? So both of them will be aiming in the surplus, isn't it? So cooperation, not individualism point, and harmony, not discord. Both the point we saw mental revolution. In mental revolution, what they said, both of you are important to each other, that both of you should understand, both of you should contribute to the company, so the organization is developing. When the employer's success cannot be for long run if it is not being supported by the success of the employee அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு நம்ம already we have seen, isn't it? That same point is being repeated here. This eliminated the need for the agitation. Agitation means fighting. Management should share the part of surplus with the workers, isn't it? We saw, right? They should share the surplus because both are contributing and both are needed for each other's. Work should also contribute their might so that the company makes profit. This attitude, what will happen? This attitude is very good for the company. So as a worker, I am cooperating with the employer and I am producing more. So by producing more, the company is also gaining more profit. Since the employee is cooperative and he is doing more work, the company is gaining profit. So that profit is to be shared to whom? To the same employee. So both employer and employee should be in a coordination, and this kind of mindset is called is termed as mental revolution. By whom? By Taylor. So now nowadays the principle and techniques of scientific element, how it has become. So at present also we are applying this. Nowadays in olden days what happened, in olden days during the World War they used operation research. In olden days they used operation research during the Second World War. Similarly, assembly line nowadays it is being used in Ford company. We saw, right, given to Ford company, even now it is increasing 4 times of the productivity because of this Taylor. Model T cars for the masses, manufacturing of Model T car for the masses, Taylor gave this idea to Ford. Nowadays what is happening is the development has increased. The scientific management's development is now became to lean manufacturing. So lean manufacturing, now it is termed as lean manufacturing. It means what? Nowadays we are using robots and computers in production. So because of using robotics and computer, what is happening? There is an increase in the productivity. The productivity has increased. Why productivity has increased? Just have a think about it. Because if you are employing a man, you have to give interval for him. We saw no fatigue study, so we have to give interval because he will get tired. But do computers and do robots get tired? No. Only thing required is charge it and the battery is enough for it to function efficiently ever all the time. You need to program it well. If you're programming it well, it will perform the task programmed. There will be no mistake and error, so that the productivity is getting increased. Now what is the next point? Now the technique of operation research has also been developed and are being used as a result of scientific management. Operation research was started in Second World War. Now because of the scientific management, even that operation research has got developed அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சொல்றாங்க. So now we have saw about Taylor's differential piece rate system. In this, the main concept we are going to recap again because it is important for you. So Taylor's differential piece rate system. What is Taylor's differential piece rate system? It is talking about the efficiency of the workers. So Taylor classified the workers into two. How he classified? He classified into two: efficient workers and inefficient workers. Efficient workers need to be motivated and boosted, so they need to be given more wages. So if their person has been given more wages, how can you classify a person as an efficient and inefficient? That is the main task. How will you classify? By fixing the standard. By fixing the standard, and if the person is able to achieve the standard, or if he is able to achieve more than the standard, if you are able to achieve equal to standard or more than the standard, you are called as efficient worker. When the person is not able to achieve the standard, he is called as inefficient worker. So how this standard was fixed? The standard was fixed by doing the work study. So now what he did, the profits has to be shared among the workers. So how to do? The efficient workers was given the more benefit because they have to be motivated. So what did they do? Is they fixed the standard, and if the person achieved the amount of standard, they will be given more than the price fixed as wages. Okay va? So now the person will be motivated to produce more. If the person is inefficient, he didn't produce up to the standard, he will be paid less than the amount fixed as wages. So difference between the amount got less and the amount bought more by the efficient worker and the amount bought less by the inefficient worker, that difference will be very big. So that big difference is more than enough for a person to get motivated. To which person? To both efficient person and inefficient person. How is efficient person motivated? He is motivated because I got more money அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு he is motivated. How inefficient person is motivated? He is motivated because he thinks that if I become efficient, I will also earn more money, so I should also be efficient and சொல்லி he will increase the efficiency. By this Taylor piece rate system, that it is a fair day work. Okay va? Fair days work system. Because of this system, he increased the efficiency of the workers. Then what happened? Only those this system is a compensating system. How you called this system as a compensating system? Because one person is gaining more, the other person is gaining less, so it is compensating system. Who is gaining more? The person who is accomplished or completed the task or exceeded the standard is gaining more. Then by this differential piece rate system, what is the result? The result of this is increase in efficiency, or the organization efficiency is result of joint efforts. Only when people are joined together and work together, efficiency is increased அப்படிங்கிற ரிசல்ட்டை வந்து புரிஞ்சிக்க முடியும். எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து நல்லா வேலை செஞ்சால் efficiency will increaseங்கிற ரிசல்ட் வந்து differential piece rate system மூலயமா புரியுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு சொல்கிறாங்க. So this is all about this differential piece rate system. In this he says even about the study which we have done earlier also. He is telling about harmony, not discord, and cooperation, not individualism. That points also he is telling. Why he brought this? Because of that 2 points only he brought this. What that 2 points says? He says that everyone is important to each other. Employer is important to employee. Employee is important to employer. So both have to think that. So he brought to bring that thinking. There is a need of mental revolution. What is mental revolution? It is a change in the mindset. So before and all, they were used to think only I am big, you are less. I am small, you are big. Okay, but now what they are thinking is everyone is important to each other. அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ரெண்டு பேருமே திங்க் பண்ணிக்கணும். Employer and employee is thinking. So that is called as mental revolution. By creating mental revolution, what they are saying? The profit of the organization is shared to the employees. When it is shared to the employees, profit is given more அப்படின்னா what will happen? The employer is giving the profit of the company to the employees. The employees will feel motivated and they will produce more and they will be more efficient also. So as a result, this will also will increase the productivity and also the efficiency. So this will also result in a joint effort. So as a whole, the organization for a long run, it will be benefited. This is what is being discussed in this concept. I hope you all understood this concept thoroughly. And next concept is about Fayol's principles of management. Till now we saw about Taylor, T-A-Y-L-O or Taylor. Now next concept we are going to see Fayol, F-A-Y-O-L, Fayol's concept of principles of management. So in principles of this is principles of management. What did Taylor say? Taylor said about principles of scientific management, isn't it? He spoke about principles of scientific management. Fayol is talking about principles of management. Okay, so there is some difference between this and that. So here Taylor is using scientific management. Fayol is not using scientific management and all. He is only telling about principles of management. How many points we are going to see further is in Fayol's principles of management. He is talking about 14 points. How many points we saw in principles of scientific management of Taylor? We saw only 4 points. What are those 4 points? Just recollect it and see. Harmony, not discord. Cooperation, not individualism. Then science, not rule of thumb. Development of each and every person to his or own greatest efficiency and prosperity. Only 4 points Taylor said. But how many points Fayol is going to say? Fayol is going to say 14 points. We will be seeing about who is a Fayol and what did he do, what all he said, and what all that 14 points in the next video, next upcoming videos. Now you just recollect this differential piece rate system of Taylor, and if you have any doubts you can ask for queries in the query session, and have a reading, regular reading of this subject, and always keep in touch. Thank you. Have a nice day.